Welcome to Around the Wheel with your hosts, Aaron Carlson, Samantha Hanna, Steve Eaton, and Kelvin Galoza.
Well. Hi, everybody.
Yo.
Hola.
Yo, Ryan Smith. Sorry.
You got enough of that last week. Man.
I know. It's good to see
You don't listen to this shit. Has he ever listened to the show?
I don't think he does.
I
No.
don't know.
I mean, we
not.
like you anyway, Ryan. It's
He's
fine.
busy as shit, so.
Yeah,
He was on it. He was on the show.
Yeah, a couple, two,
Season
twice?
1, right? Yeah.
Was he on twice?
He's out busy making werewolves and shit.
Werewolves. I know.
Yeah.
He's
Well, right
always
now he's in Ohio for a horrible reason. So.
Oh yeah.
We can chat
Yeah.
about that later.
Somebody got passed.
Hit by a drunk driver.
Yeah.
Icky. It's icky. That's like the
It
worst
is.
way to go.
Yeah, it's brutal.
It is brutal. But yeah, so he's there.
Life don't fuck around, you guys.
Life
No, it
does
does not.
mess around. No.
No. And isn't that the quote? That's the quote. I know. I don't do tampon quotes that like Kelvin wants us to do. You know what I
That
mean?
doesn't mean anything. It might be on a tampon.
It might be, but you know, what's the quote? It's it's not how hard you hit, it's how hard you can take a hit and keep going.
And keep getting up or whatever.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Rocky style.
Oh, like a rocket, yeah.
Yeah, no, don't roll your eyes.
No, I didn't roll my eyes. I was fixing my hair and
Aaron
my
goes
bangs
to
are a
the
little
Church of
long.
Rocky.
No,
Find my
it's
scissors.
badass.
I love it. I think it's a good thing. I go to the Church of Star Trek. It's fine.
Star Trek. You're a
Star
Trekkie?
Trek. You take certain things and they kind of become part of your being.
Okay.
And Star Trek's one of mine.
I didn't know
what
that. I
church
didn't
do I
know.
go to?
yes. Huh?
Church of the
Um,
Humane Society?
Yes, and Latter-day Saints maybe too.
No. Okay. Come on now.
No, you be the Church of the Animal something.
Husbandry?
I don't know what that would be.
I said Humane Society. That was special.
Oh yeah, that totally works. We didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's give it a hint. Humane Society.
But yes, Church of Rocky.
No, we're Star Trek and the Humane Society.
Yes,
That's us. That's
So
our.
those are our churches. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
We're gonna have to ask our wonderful guest which church he would be a part of.
Yes.
That sounds
Yes.
good.
He's like, I go to fucking church, you guys. No, I don't. He does.
No,
If he
My-
does, we're all going to feel
Jesus
pretty
Christ.
stupid.
I know.
We're all going to be like,
No, he's a cool guy. I can't wait to talk to him. I got to get to know him because I don't know much about him. So, and I didn't look anything up either for real. I knew one movie he worked on. That's about it.
I was running around like crazy today, so I didn't get to really do a whole lot of research.
I
Oh,
looked at
good.
a few things, but
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Well, we're gonna find out. Should we
We
bring
are
her?
going to find out. I'm surprised
what-
we haven't heard of this person before.
I know.
Yeah.
But now we have.
Now
So-
we have.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our guest, Sean Patrick Burke. What is up, my brother?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Thanks for having me
Hey.
on.
Oh, absolutely,
for
man.
coming.
Thanks for being on.
Thank you for being here. So, who the fuck are you?
Oh, Jesus. Okay, this
Right
is going to
into
go
it.
right in.
You're right. I'm a film producer that lives up here in the Pacific Northwest. I grew up born and raised in Washington. I lived in Tacoma for a while now. We just moved out to Gig Harbor.
Oh, nice.
And
Okay.
I'm up here. I'm a Sundance award-winning producer and
Nice.
also executive producer of films like Super Troopers 2 and A Violent Separation. We just released a movie called Die Like a Man.
Yeah.
It did a little theatrical, and then now we're on streaming platforms.
That's
So-
beautiful. Sean, badass, dude.
And Super Troopers
is better.
2 was no slouch. I enjoyed that movie thoroughly.
Yeah, that was good. It was fun to be a part of it. Really, mostly that's, from the beginning with the Sundance film, it was really like, you have to go out and raise money to make
Mhm.
movies. And from there, it was like, okay, I did that for the first film. And then people just kept coming to me asking me, hey, can you help me raise money for this? And that's where Super Troopers 2 came in. And so I raised, a third of the budget for the film.
No shit.
Oh, holy shit,
Wow.
dude. It's fucking-
Yeah.
Good for you.
And then it was, from there, it's just like, okay, well, I guess I got to keep doing that. So I've done that for every one of my films, is raised all the private equity for it, and worked with other people who help raise private equity for the films too. But we've done all of our films on private equity.
Oh, wow.
Hey,
Good for you.
That's impressive.
Okay, so now we have some background. on Sean, and I've got a shit ton of questions about that portion of it. And I think
know. I was just going to be like,
love it.
Can you explain what private equity is for those not?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's roll right into that because
hit it.
You know how to make fucking money and how they do it because everybody has challenges with that. It sucks.
Yeah. I just hang out on a street corner and, they
Show a little leg.
Show a little leg, bro.
I show all of it. And
Shit.
you can see our budgets.
No wonder why we're broke.
Yeah, well, it's definitely, raising money is no joke. I think fundraising is the hardest thing you can do for any endeavor. But for filmmaking, it's just so difficult because, film investment, I think, just has such a bad reputation. Investors don't look at film as a really a viable option. So that's where you really have to try to, dot all your I's and cross all your T's and put all your decks together that make sense, package your films with people that are going to help make the money back and, make marketable films, make genre films that make sense. So that's really what we focus on. But yeah, the difference between private equity and other forms of money for filmmaking, you can make films in a lot of different ways. I think most filmmakers out there really focus on debt, which is pre-sales, incentives, and things like that they can go to a bank or they can go to a lender and they can just cash flow that stuff because it's money that's going to come back. It's really hard to get pre-sales right now. The market is just insane. It's very difficult. So that part is you have to have a really, really strong cast and a really bankable director. So that's where the private equity, I think, is a viable option. It's just putting the materials together to go get it. But private equity is straight up, someone putting money into the film. It's a higher risk for the investment, but it can have higher rewards as well if you do it right. And that's where it's just like being practical, being smart with the budgets, and shooting things on something that makes sense.
Right.
I see a lot of bloated budgets, out there, and I think that. Where does it all go? I don't know. I think it's just maybe some of the producers are getting paid too much. I don't know, but it's just good to be smart and practical with it and treat your investors' money like it's it's your own.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
You said a lot of. I'm sorry. You said a lot of great stuff in all of that.
Yes, he sure did. So my first question then, if you're working with a private investor, like how would you go about giving them some kind of security besides like, okay, you got your pitch deck, you've got this package you talked about, but like you said, most of these guys or gals know that this investment isn't a guarantee, right? So is it the excitement you have for your project, or is it something else that you think makes them bite and go for it?
Yeah, I mean, I think when it comes down to any investment, they're really invested in the person or the team that you have. So, so you have to build a relationship. I think that's probably the biggest mistake that I learned early on is going to investors is you really have to build a relationship with them. They want to invest in the person that they can believe in, that they know. And so getting to know folks, and sometimes it can take years to get to know an investor before they feel comfortable investing in you or a project. And really at that point in time, it's not really investing in the project. You have to do what you can to ensure that you're going to recoup their money or it's going to be a safe investment. But they're really looking at the team. So that's a big focal point for what we present is the team that is going to be making the film and they're, how competent they are to be able to make this thing a successful looking, sounding, acted film. And then it comes to the packaging elements, which is the cast really is a big thing. But all of our films, I really try to focus on being smart with genre. With our Sundance award-winning film, As You Are, it's a great film and it opened a lot of doors for me. But what it did with a lot of distributors is that it had too many genres within the film. So it was harder to market. So that's kind of like you really have to focus on a genre. So that's what I focus on now with the films. Like if we have a thriller that comes across the table, like it needs to be straight up like a thriller or a comedy needs to be like, I can't have a ton of different genres that go into it. It's got to be something I can really market and focus on.
Gotcha. And that makes all the sense in the world. That's why
It
I
does.
probably didn't make shit, Sam.
What's that?
Well, yeah, because it was every genre in the world. It was like everything, and no,
Yep.
it was not one
His
specific thing.
his pseudo-religious noir horror movie?
You name it, it could have been
movie?
anything. Yeah.
No, I don't know. It was a cool story, and I just realized after we released it and watched it a few more times, it's like, Jesus Christ, what is this
We're like,
movie?
where does
And I
this
have no
fit?
idea what.
We don't know.
But I love it. I love it still for the low budget it had, but it didn't do well at all. But it was
No, because
our first distributed film. So it was our first one. So I'm still proud of it. So fuck everybody. I don't care. It's
no
good.
one said anything bad about it.
Good to get something out there. That's, I mean, it's true. I mean, it's hard. I think making a film is one of the hardest things ever. It's just so difficult to actually be able to get everyone together, get everyone's schedules synced up, and put all the pieces together to make it happen, and to actually get something that is shot and edited and released is like, it's such a difficult task. That's why I'm always like a huge advocate for, you know, newer filmmakers or people just making shorts and just trying to hone in on their craft and like make something that you can be proud of, that you completed and learn from, you know, before you can go jump into a feature.
For sure.
Yeah, that is the best bet, because after a while I started. What's up, Steve? What'd you say?
We probably should have done that.
Well, we've been doing shorts for.
No, I
to
know,
do
but I
that,
mean, like, you know,
bro.
doing a bunch of really like beautiful shorts. I see some wonderful like shorts that I'm sure had the budget of our last feature. And
Well, yeah, true.
I'm not making fun of them; they look good, but you know.
No, I love them. But I'm
We did all of our shorts like before
Mhm.
in the
Yeah.
background.
It's just the storytelling aspect. I hate trying to tell a story in that little amount of time. I can't do it. I just fucking can't do it.
Yeah, I tried to get him to get his movie down to 4 hours. I'm
Oh,
just kidding.
for fuck's sakes! Don't listen to the shit.
I'm
It's-
joking.
It was only 2.5, right?
Okay, still.
Yeah, the Outrider was, but our documentaries did very well, right, Sam?
Yeah.
They've done
We're
well.
tight.
No, they
Distribution.
did do well. Yeah, they have done well. Mhm.
Yes, yeah, and I know our Voorhees stuff has kicked ass, but it's fan films, but it's done good. They've done good. They built an audience. They just didn't make
It's
any
hard
money.
though. It's hard to know like what to do, what to pick, and what's gonna be. You never know what the I don't know, the vibe is of the times. So
Yeah.
like it changes so often that you never really know what's gonna be the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Always
And
horror.
So, you know,
though.
yeah, and
So
horror. Well,
horror
horror
always
always
does
kind
well.
of
It's kind of
rolls,
amazing.
but I mean, I'm talking
Everything
about
else.
like other things, like documentaries. You know, they hit sometimes, they don't, and
Mm-hmm.
all those other genres hit sometimes and don't. It's just kind of you have to. I don't know. You gotta. There's gotta be luck to it.
Mhm.
Like
I-
just hitting the right. Yeah, hitting the right thing at the right time.
Yes. So okay, so Sean, that's a good thing to talk about too. Then, so timing, like she's talking about with films and stories. Are you still with us, Sean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. You were frozen there for a second. I was like, is he alive or did he die?
Oh, I'm just sitting here. Sorry.
Intently
No.
listening.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
listening.
Jeez.
I don't know what that means, so I just.
He doesn't
Okay.
know what that means.
So timing is key. So let's say you've got this package ready, and you're going to these private investors. You already have your distribution plan, I'm assuming, to help these guys understand what your plan is, and that's all pre stuff. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, we don't. That's where it's really difficult to get investors to understand. When you do like pre-distribution or pre-sales, it's really like handcuffing yourself to a deal that might not be as lucrative if you just make a super good film and then you go take it to the market. And that's where investors want that assurance that the film is going to hit the market. It's going to do something that it has distribution in place. So that's probably been the biggest holdup for newer investors coming into the game. Oh, I want to see a distribution deal. Well, you're not going to get a distribution deal on an independent film unless you have a stellar cast. And so you really have to get them to understand, like, the plan is to make something that's super compelling, well shot, well acted, and then you go to the market with it, and do the festival route, or you go do the go to sales agents after you're done filming.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the market is changing drastically, though, which is a great thing. I think that theaters are opening up the doors more to independent filmmakers, which is awesome.
Yes.
So it's really like, yeah. I don't know if I answered your question though, but
No, you did.
I think-
And that's it.
Yeah.
I feel like you did.
Yeah, because the timing thing, I mean, for the movie to be successful on the market, like you said, Steve, horror is always probably a go-to, right?
Yeah. Seems to be.
But topically, that's the key. I think that's what Sam was talking
that's something that, like, yeah, and I agree. I think that's probably one of the hardest things to predict. You can't.
Yeah.
The market is ever
can't,
changing, and
Mhm.
even sometimes horror films don't hit anything because there's too
You're
many
right.
that come, and the market's too saturated with what, like, amazing horror films. Like A24 maybe releases like 4 movies that are of that vein, and Neon comes out with one, and you're like, okay, well, it's not your lower budget horror film is not going to like compete with those. So it's hard. You never know.
It is hard,
And sometimes it's like there's like their market ebbs and flows. Sometimes there's like 3 westerns that come out, and you're like, and then they don't hit with a splash, and then like 5 years later a western comes out and it's like the biggest thing. That's where it's really, you can't predict the market.
No,
Yeah.
it's unpredictable.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's where it's difficult. But the things that you can predict are, a good story is something that you need to have. You need to have a strong script. That's the ultimate sales tool. Is a solid story. Always got to go back to that. But you can always bet on that, and you can always bet on like putting semi-marketable talent in your films, but also solid actors. I'm not a big filmmaker who wants to just like make a bunch of movies and put Steven Seagal in my movies because it's going to sell media, right? That's just not my model. Like, I want to put in actors who do work for sales, but also work for the roles that we're making, for the films we're making.
Makes sense. Okay.
It does make sense.
I like-
And do you feel like someone's uniqueness like comes into play as well? Because it's hard to make something that someone hasn't already done. Like, it's really hard. So I feel like a unique story or a unique concept is going to also play a factor in all of that, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it has to stand out. I think that it has to be exceptional in some way, shape, or form. And whether that's with like the if you have a drama that you're making, you have to. Dramas are hard. I try to steer clear of dramas just because there's so many dramas that get made every year. But if you do make a drama, like, you're going to try to focus on getting recognizable talent in there, but also the performances just have to really stand out. And that's where you have to focus on for that. But like with a horror film, like, you have a lot of elements of like, okay, well, I can also have great special effects. I can also have, other elements that can make it stand out. Great music, like things like that can help it really, to bring it up to the next level. But you have to have uniqueness all around. And I think.
Yeah. And kind of niche oriented. Like, you have to have a niche for whatever you're going for.
Yeah, and whatever story you want to tell, what you're passionate about making. But see, that's why I think we called this show The Ultimate Art Form, because Sean's talking about the art form itself a lot, right? Mm-hmm. The writing, the cinematography, the sound,
everything,
all of it that goes into a film. Yeah, the acting. That is a very cool way. When I talked to you earlier before you got on the show, you had wrote me that and talked about that's why you love film so much. When did you come up with that idea? Because I've thought of that many times over years, but I never put a lot of thought until you actually said it to me. And then I really started thinking about, holy shit, that is a cool thing, that collaboration of all these different art forms that come into play on a film. When did that hit you, and how did that affect you?
I mean, ever since I was a kid, I just loved movies. I've always been someone who just like would rather be locked up in my house watching movies all weekend growing up. And that's just I was a big blockbuster kid, like I loved, I'd send my mom in with a list of blockbuster movies, and she'd go get the movies for the weekend, and I'd stay home and watch them. But I just love cinema in all its form. I think, cinema is empathy in motion. It's got so much. It's like the closest thing we have to like like being in someone's soul. You get to like really like be through someone's vision and their soul, the director, the storyteller, the writer. And it just, when you put it all together, it's just, and when you add my second favorite medium, which is music to the mix, if you have a solid score to it, it's just like, there's nothing better. You know, you can hit every emotion, you can hit everything there. And so it's just, to me, it's like, I'm always going to be a fan of cinema. And that's why I love doing this, because I also enjoy the things that I make to be able to watch. I make them for myself, and I make them for other people to enjoy. But it's a fun medium for sure.
And it's so not only collaborative, but it really, I mean, I can't think of one form of art on earth that hasn't touched film. You know, there's so many of them that aren't literally just by its very nature in every film, but they're just easy to plug in. It's like if you're an artist that can't keep your shit together on any one form of art, film, because it's going to be in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I love about film, is that you don't have to necessarily be a filmmaker to be a part of a film. You're really a group of artists that are coming together to make something. You bring in different people who have different skill sets for different films and different reasons, and you can make something beautiful. If you just have an understanding of how to put things together, and you have a good story, you can make some compelling stuff. I mean, that's how like Beasts of the Southern Wild was put together, you know, with a group of artists, with the collective. And it's like, and they made a film that was nominated for 9 Academy Awards, you know, for $1.8 million. It's amazing. It's fantastic.
It is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so cool. I completely agree with you. I was a movie kid like you too. I don't want to be anywhere but watching a movie or a show nowadays, because the shows they're just longer movies. You know what I mean? I fucking love them.
That's where streaming has really like stepped up the game. I think TV 10 years ago, like I didn't like it. It was just like, I didn't like watching broadcasts. I didn't like the way it was. You could tell it was lower budget than films. It was they always had to be all this, like, there's so much constraints on time, you know. Now it's like so much cinema. It's cinematic. It's like, it's beautiful. So I watch a lot of time that
it takes, and you watch it.
It is. It's fucking great, man. I will sit here. Sam knows. I'll watch the same movies over and over again, and every time I watch them, I get something different out of them. I mean, I just watched fucking Dream Warriors finally again, Steve. I just went back and watched Kruger. Last night, I watched that shit. It doesn't really hold me very well, but it's still fucking fun. It still gave me this feeling of like, God, look at all the things in that movie that I've utilized as a filmmaker. It's in there. Every time I go back and watch one of our older movies or something that we're making right now, and then I'll go back and watch something we made, let's say, a few years ago, I'm like, holy shit, that's in this or that's in that. And during the process, I had no clue. I've been so influenced by movies over the years, since I was a little guy all the way until to this day. That's a beautiful thing to me. That art, I don't know what it is, really. You nailed it with the whole ultimate art form and all of it coming together. But when it jives, man, it's fucking beautiful.
There's nothing better when it jives.
No,
like the music and the cast and everything comes together. Like, it's like a beautiful dance.
It's so cool. And these heroes and the tragedy and the stories and the whatever lessons you learn from them, and just the heartbreak and the imagination that these people have to tell these visions and these fantasies. And I mean, all of it. I mean, it's crazy. It's really crazy.
And I love too that it ends up being a translation of the soul that makes it, you know, like, you know,
I like
you
how
just
Sean
kind of go
said
whatever
that,
lens you are as a person that's going to show up. And that's a beautiful thing, because like you could have 15 people do the same exact story with the exact same script. And they're going to be 15 entirely different movies.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, that's just cool.
That's what's cool. Yeah.
It's ridiculous, right? There is not one movie that's the same. Even if they remake stuff, it's not the same. You know what I mean? It's the same fucking thing.
Almost never. Yeah.
Sometimes I do get a little bit upset with the remakes that they do for amazing foreign films, though.
Yeah, that's painful.
Like Old Boy. Why remake Old Boy?
Yeah, I don't know why they did that. I mean, as much as I
let the right one in, like it was a perfect movie, and then it's like, let's remake it. It's like, I get it. There's a lot of people that don't like to read when they're watching movies, but it's a perfect film before, like, let it be.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a cover song. Some cover
Yeah.
songs are great the way they are, but then people redo them, and you're like, holy shit! Like
No,
that's
that's
a
a good
whole
point,
nother
too.
take on it. So I don't know. I'm torn on that one.
They rolled it.
I like remakes when they're good.
Well, I like remakes when they have a different take on it.
Yeah.
When you have a different interpretation.
Yeah, definitely.
I guess
nobody's gonna shit on the thing.
Yeah, when you make it shot for shot, that just it doesn't seem like it's
yeah, that
know.
Yeah, I agree. What's the one I really like? No one liked it. See, no one says anything.
You froze.
You froze.
I absolutely love that. Oh no, did we lose
Which
everybody?
one? Yeah, you said, you know which one I love, and then
oh boy.
Nothing. Yeah.
Oh, here we are. We're back. Are we back?
Yeah. So which movie were you talking about now?
Oh, I was talking about Total Recall.
Oh, I love Total. Wait, are you talking about the
remake? I absolutely love the fucking remake of that. I do.
I didn't watch the remake of it yet.
See, no one ever likes that movie, and I love it. I think it's really good. It's a more realistic take. It's not as goofy as Paul Verhoeven.
I loved the goofy.
Yeah. I know you did. I know.
But I enjoyed the new one a little bit. But
I did. I liked it. Oh shit, we lost Sam. She'll be back. Okay. Anyway, sorry about the hiccup there. I don't know what's going on with the service. This sucks.
You have a very goofy smile on your picture.
Yeah, you're frozen.
You're frozen. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on right now, but I hope I still look good, right?
You're blurry, and that's always a good thing.
I'm still here. I'm moving just fine. Well, shit, this sucks. Well, let's keep going. Hi, Sam. Did you get booted?
I got booted the fuck out.
You want to join back in? Give it a shot. Just go back and click the link. You can come right back in. Okay. All right, cool. Sorry about it. Technical difficulties, everybody. We're back. We're fine. Am I still frozen, Steve?
Yep.
Are you?
On my side.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
This is bullshit.
I thought it was weird.
Didn't do it.
Steve and I were moving, but you guys were both frozen. So
I'm glad I'm still
moving.
moving.
What is happening?
Mm-hmm. It is. Can you see comments? We got somebody jumped in here. Can you see that?
Yeah. Brett's out there. Sup, Brett?
What's up, Brett? Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining. Johnny Appleseed, I remember running into these guys at a lake on my newborn son. Kept running their takes by crying. I felt so bad, but they were super cool. And we all got pictures of Jason. Oh, Johnny.
Oh, we were happy.
In the lake with us. Yes. When we were filming. I remember. Johnny, it's good to see you, man. Thanks for joining us. No, that's funny. Oh, yeah. Everybody was out there watching that shit when we were out there, dude.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was. Am I still frozen?
No, you're moving a little bit.
I'm moving
kind of behind.
This is some bullshit. I don't know what's going on. This is crazy.
Live. There's nothing that can
live. I know. I think I'm going to go back to the other ones, man. I love having people join us, but it's a pain in the ass.
I do like the live, though.
Yeah.
I think it's worth the little hiccups, but
I guess it's just the quality sucks. And we were doing like
I look good.
Shit. Whatever, dude.
I don't know what your problem is.
All right, Sam. Looks like Sam can't get back in. Her internet is not working for her.
Man.
Damn it. All right. Let's get back to the interview then. Sean, thank you. Sorry about the technical stuff. All right. So why don't we go into your movie, man? So I started the show talking about like cool man shit because I brought up Rocky, right? But your movie, the last one you did, it's called Die Like a Man.
Correct.
All right. So tell us a little bit about that one.
Yeah. So Die Like a Man, it was based off of some stories of the director living in LA. He grew up in LA. He's an immigrant from Armenia, but he just told the story from that perspective. But it's really about like the toxic masculinity within the gang culture and all that goes with that. All the jump ins and the things that happen with that, and the this kid has a dilemma in front of him, which is if he wants to join this gang, he has to go kill somebody. And that's kind of like the moral dilemma of the film. It's not really like, I wouldn't call it like a gangster film, but it's more of like a coming of age, has some thriller elements in it, but it's got that moral dilemma. But it's a beautiful film. My good friend Bartosz Nalazak shot the film. He's a very, very great Polish cinematographer. But we filmed in LA.
Cinematographers are Polish. It's true.
Yeah, for sure, Steve.
Yeah. No, it's true. You look it up, Aaron. I'm right.
I believe you. I believe you.
Yeah, well, he learned from, he was Janusz Kaminski's protege. So Janusz
There you
Kaminski
go.
is, Spielberg's guy. So Bartosz worked with him a lot. He was a second unit for like the last like 5 Spielberg films. Second unit DP and shooter. But yeah, it's a great film. It's got a lot of heart in it. It's based off of the director's like stories. But yeah, it's all about that gang culture and what that entails. And I'm proud of it. I think it's a great film. I think it looks great. The music's great. So it's and we did it on a very low budget. So
is it completely wrapped now?
Yeah. We released it. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So we did. We were trying really hard to do the. I still think it's a Sundance film. I think it's got a lot of potential in that world. It could have been a Darling Festival film, but we applied to Sundance. We didn't get in. We applied to TIFF, and TIFF wrote us back a real nice note. That's Toronto International Film Festival wrote us a nice note. They liked it a lot. I think it was close to getting in, but we just didn't make it there. So we did our own little theatrical. And Gravitas is the distributor.
Oh, nice.
For it.
Nice, good job. Yeah, no, that's money, dude. I did watch the trailer for it, and it looks intense as shit. It reminds me of those, those late '90s movies almost that everybody watched back in the day. Yeah, it's great. Almost like that a little bit, yeah. And it had that, not, I wouldn't say Training Day level, but it looks just as fucking good. It's right in that genre of like, like you said, it's coming of age, but what if you got these gangs running around like Colors back in the day? It's got that vibe, and it's got like, it looks really good, dude. It does.
Yeah, we shot it with, a lot of the cast was former gang members or former incarcerated individuals, and a lot of the crew was as well. So it was a cool story working with the community.
That's badass.
So we had there's some real authentic casting in the film though, which is great. There's Miguel is our lead actor. He had his jump in scene. We filmed at the LA River, and just a bit of it's in the trailer, but just some of the characters that were there. It was pretty intense.
So you were a producer on it, is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Were you on set every shoot? Were you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, every day. I'm a producer that likes to be on set, so I like to be, hands-on a lot. I got my first start. Obviously I worked out as a PA on multiple shoots, on studio level shoots, and then I started first ADing, and that's where I came back up to Washington and was first ADing a lot of features and commercials and shorts, and that's where I wanted to get into producing. So I'm very, very hands-on. I love set. I think it's a great place to, that's the reason why I became a producer, is because I felt there was a disconnect between the crew and the producers.
Right.
I wanted to bridge that gap and say, like, we need to work with the crew. The crew's the people who make the film. We need them to feel respected and taken care of. And I just felt like there was a lot of sets I was running as a first that just felt like there was no real communication, or there's just a real separation. I didn't like that. So, I've worked on sets, when I did Die Like a Man, like the crew came up to me after filming and said that they've never worked with a producer like me. They're like, you were there every day. You were helping out. You were asking if you could move stuff. I'm like, that's what I think it should be.
Yeah. I agree totally. 100%. See, Steve, you're a producer.
Man, you're a producer. Guy, I don't do that shit.
You do fucking film sometimes. I give you the camera. I'm like, you got to film. You got to get this shot.
I guess on camera today. Yeah. You got it.
Yeah. That's what I love about the indie stuff that we're doing, Sean, because, we haven't gotten budgets that were probably appropriate enough to do the type of films that we're making, if that makes sense.
We have inappropriate budgets.
Yes, very much so. But because of the, this area up here, you get it, Tacoma, Seattle. I mean, there's a lot of hungry people wanting to make nice, good,
Very talented
films, something they can be proud of to put in a reel or in the resume and just keep working on their craft. And we've done our best to kind of build this family of great artists that are up here to, hey, if we got a budget, we can pay you a little bit. But if we don't have a budget, this is what we're making. You guys want to make it? And sure shit, most of the time they want to, right? They just want to do it. They want to be a part of something that's kind of moving forward, moving the needle. And I've already respected them for that. That's why it makes me hungry to find a way to create these budgets that we want to give back to these guys for all the work that they've done over the years for us
and the trust.
Yeah, and all the other films that they've probably done for other filmmakers that, we don't even know, that they didn't get paid on because they're hungry, dude, and they're good. They're fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the way to do that is like, I mean, I like to include the crew because the budgets I still do. I mean, it's not like I'm paying like commercial rates,
Sure.
So it's like I try to do things where I include crew in the back end. If there's a sale of the film, I think everybody should get to eat at the table.
God damn right.
Yeah.
I
was just talking about.
That's how like the Duplass kind of got their started.
Mm-hmm.
They did that with their crews, and they work with the same people over and over again. And it's because they started working on sets people were getting $100 a day, and it's just you do that. You do it for the love of the craft, but you do it with the people that you love. That's why I think this is a really loyalist, industry. If you work with people that you enjoy working with, like you're going to continue working with them.
Yeah, it's gold.
100%.
Can't do better.
No, I don't think you can. Absolutely adore these people up here. I'm still amazed that so many of them are actually they're more excited now than they were when we met them, if that makes sense, right? And I know our content is getting better. Our movies are getting better. Every time we make one, it's getting better. And that was the whole point of what we were doing. And now we're pushing in the envelope. Like even on this last fan film, Sean, that we just did, we weren't even going to make this fucking thing. We wanted to move back into, okay, make some movies that make some money, right? But we had such a push from, the people out there that are following this. And some of them are like diehard fans for it. That we were like, fuck, okay, let's make it. So we spent
gotta finish it.
Yeah, I know we ended up doing taking most of this last year to shoot and organize this 2-hour epic ending for our Horrorverse stuff. I don't know if it was worth all that, but I can tell you
valid question.
I can tell you how it was worth it though. And that's because of all those people out there helping us and how excited they were when they were there. And they made it fun for fucking me. And I was energized more on this movie that was a fan film than anything that we've ever fucking made. So in my mind, it was a success.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just for that alone and how excited they all are. So Steve's got to do like, I don't know how many visual effect shots for this.
We don't need to talk about that. That's going to be the next 5 months of my life. I don't need to think about.
But, this is what we decided to do. And Steve was like, fuck it, let's do it. And we're doing it. And everybody is just adamantly into this thing, which is very cool, Sean.
Yeah.
No,
well, that's it. You do it for the love of it. And it's truly, it's like, I don't know. I think film is, everybody says it, but it's a language. And it's like, if you love poetry, you write poetry.
Yeah.
You love film, you make film. And in this case, we were like, well, we can't just leave the poem 2/3 full. We got to finish it properly.
We got to finish it.
And would it have been maybe a better choice, perhaps? Otherwise, there's a good argument. But
there is.
But that said, hey, you got to finish it.
You got to finish it. And we did. Well, it's almost done. But the movie's
you finished it.
We have a film right now. We just want to finish it the way we want. So
yeah. Okay. Post-production can be the most time-consuming part.
Yes, it can be. But we go pretty quick for what we do. Efficient, I should say. This movie, we're not doing it my way. We're doing it more Steve's way and our sound guy.
Oh.
And yeah, we are. Because
blame it on me, you son of a bitch.
We'll just color it and get it out.
Yeah.
Let's go. That's what I wanted to do. I already did all the sound design. We're fine. We got royalty free music on that bitch. Let's just go. No, I got to give it to you guys to help. You guys help me calm down, if that makes sense. I'm like this kind of guy, Sean. I felt like I've wasted so many years of my life procrastinating that I don't want to do it anymore. So I focused on getting these movies done that I've always wanted to make out of me as quickly and efficiently as possible to tell these stories that I have in my head. I got to get them out and done.
You'd have been a great Cassavetes kind of director back in the day, like where you just kind of, you go, look, we're going to get some people in a room, create some drama, and let's fucking film it. And we're going to cut it together. And then me, I'm like, you know, what's his name? Jodorowsky, where you're like, no, we've figured this out. We're going to take way longer with it and fuck it.
Yeah.
You know? And it's a meeting.
That's where post is hard. I'm more of a prep guy. I love prepping for films, and I love the physical production. When it comes to post, it's like it's a very tedious job. I mean, it does take a while. It's probably, you know, prep obviously in development can take forever, but the filming of it, that's where it's always like, whenever I tell people, like, the filming of it is like the easiest and most fun part.
See, I love that you love that. That's great. No, I'm more post-production and filming. I hate pre-production.
Oh, I love pre.
Yeah,
I want to jump right into it.
My prep is like, I think that, you know, I kind of say the kind of a dorky thing when it comes to prep, but I say fix it in pre, not fix it in post.
I love
that. Yes, Sean, preach it, brother.
Yeah. So it's like if you have everything dialed in and you're ready to go, like you'll have less hiccups, but you always will have hiccups.
Yeah.
And that's where like being quick on your feet and being able to like pivot is huge.
And it's funny because the more you prepare in pre, if you prepare in pre, the easier it is to react to those things because you've already thought them, and then you can be like, yeah, but we could just do this that we had talked about also.
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess I kind of do that because I never get freaked out on set.
No,
I don't. I just know we can pivot, like he was talking about.
I think that's the indie. That's what I love about indie film is like you really can't guarantee anything really.
Nope.
You know, you're at a location. You don't really shoot on sound stages much when you're doing independent films. You're usually shooting on location. You're shooting at people's houses. You're shooting in parking lots. You cannot predict half of the things that happen. You can't predict the weather. You can't predict asshole people coming up and messing with you on your set. You can't predict that stuff. So how do you just like, you know, adapt and overcome and be creative and sometimes you really have to just be quick on your feet. I think that's what is so great about the independent mindset is like you just have to be able to think quickly and make things move better. I was just talking to a friend the other day about like early Aronofsky versus, you know, Noah Aronofsky, and it was like his early stuff, it's like he was confined to a box of like, this is what you have to, you can't do anything. You can't go outside this box because of the, you know, financial box that is.
Or you won't finish
get outside the creative box. And he just made some amazing, beautiful stuff. And then when he was on Noah, it was like, oh, well, I have money. I'm just going to throw money at the problem. And it's like, does that make for a better film? I don't think so. I think his earlier stuff is just amazing.
You know, I think that's most exemplified too by like The Fountain. Fountain's like one of my favorite films of all time period. And you're like, I think he had like a $70 million version of that movie that was flying, and it had like Brad Pitt in it. And, you know, he was going to have the money to do it. And then it fell through as things do. And then he made one of my favorite films of all time that was just boiled down. And those limitations can sometimes, you know, strip you away, but in a good way.
Yep. I do love that about indie film. That is that's what hinders me from ever wanting to go, you know, commercial like studio style stuff. You know, they're going to pay you. You're going to get a fat paycheck, right? Yeah, you could say I'm in a Hollywood movie, but I would really miss the freedom we have in creating, you know, this ultimate art form. right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, I don't want someone telling me I can't do something or that's not going to sell. I'm like, I want to try it.
Yeah.
Or I wouldn't be doing this in the first fucking place. That's it. I want to see if this resonates. This is me. This is my vision. This is what I'm trying to create. Steve, you know what I'm saying? You have your Sean, I'm sure when you see a script come across your desk, something hits you where you're like, this is fucking cool. And then all of a sudden those ideas start popping in your head and you see this stuff. And then you go into your pre-production and you're fired up.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you couldn't do that and then you take this package to somebody and they're like, oh, we can't do that. We got to do this, that. But if you alter it and change this one, then you're just like deflated.
Or the fear comes in when you just have too many people looking at a thing and it starts to look wrong because you're like, well, yeah, but I've got to add something to it. And you're like, maybe it just needs to be what it's going to be.
Correct.
You know?
Yeah. And that's that stuff I can't deal with. I don't think I'm physically able to nor mentally able to deal with that. And if I make enough money in films just to pay my bills and drive my shitty 2012 Chevy, I'm fucking good. I'm good. That's all I want to do. I don't need anything more than that, especially if we can keep the freedom of what we're creating and how we affect so many people out there and give them the encouragement, give them the support, give them the platforms that they need to perform.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't think I need much more than that, Sean. How about you? Where are you at?
Yeah, I mean that's where I'm at too. But I'm definitely in the mindset of like I want to build the next A24.
Okay.
There you
That's my
go.
goal. But I want to do it in a more fiscally responsible way.
What do you mean by that?
I feel like A24 started out so strong and so amazing with the films that they were releasing. They were just a distributor at the time, but like The Witch, The Witch is a $3 million film. It was brilliant. It was a great film all the way through. Great music, great everything. And then now I think that they've made so many good films, and I love A24, but they've made so many good films. But now their budgets are getting into the $100 million.
The risk grows. Yeah.
And so for me, it's like I just don't think like I haven't seen The Wrecking Machine yet.
I haven't either.
I haven't seen it yet though. But it's just, to me, it's like the budgets might be a little too high for the films that they want to make. I think that so I want to do films that like I do want to make $15-20 million films, but they just have to make sense for that film. Period pieces are obviously they're expensive.
Yeah.
But that's what my goal is to create something like that up here and to work with I'm working with local folks up here and seeing what we can do to make
Hell
that.
Yeah, Sean. They need you.
We need you. What the fuck are you talking about?
We also need you. That is great.
I think all of Washington needs it. I think that I've filmed down in Georgia, and like it's the community down in Georgia is huge. The film community is massive.
Mm-hmm.
You bring 10 blockbusters to Georgia, and they have enough crew to house up everything.
Wow.
But like here in Washington, I think that we need to build up our crew foundation, and we need to build up our resources, our sound stages, and we have such a beautiful state. It's like
it's got everything. It's got everything you need.
It really does. It does. It has every terrain you can ever imagine.
Yep.
And it's like you see it happen in Vancouver. Like Vancouver has taken so much Pacific Northwest films. They take them all up there.
Damn near all of them.
Yeah. And it's like, we could be doing that in Washington and build a lucrative, sustainable business here.
Absolutely. Totally. We could. It's frustrating when I see all these movies that they say it's in Seattle and I know it's not.
The Killing. Yeah. The Killing was a big series that they tried to shoot here in Washington, but it just didn't work with the politics or the logistics or whatever it was. Yeah, they went and shot in Vancouver, and they made the rain way too hard, and you're like, that's not Seattle.
No, it's not Seattle. It's not Seattle. I went back and watched The Ring with my son, the remake, Sean. The one. Solid movie.
That was a great remake, I do have to say, though.
Yeah, that's a good remake. But yeah, I forgot that was in Seattle. They had a Seattle Post-Intelligencer in there, and I was looking at the movie. I'm like, dude, it doesn't rain like that up here.
Yeah, you're right. Because Brian Cox and them, I think they were out in Whidbey, right?
Yeah. It was fun. It was still fun to watch, though. But that recreation of this area, What the fuck's wrong with Washington State? Why won't they bite and change stuff? What in politically are we missing? Like, what's
It's getting there. It's getting there. I think that like FilmWorks is doing a great job at like with
Okay.
the limitations that they have in front of them. I think it's really just like convincing politicians that this is something that is viable.
Okay.
Within a rather hard time for that.
Yeah, we have one of the largest creative economies in the country.
Yeah.
Washington State does. And so it's like just looking at those, like how people make their living through the arts is it's pretty astounding. So Washington is really like it's a great state. Yeah, it's just hard to get. I think we're getting there though. But I think that it's hard because you need to do things in tandem. You know, we need to be training people. We need to be getting crew or gear rental houses up here.
Mhm.
We need to be building sound stages, but you know you can't put the cart before the horse, and it's
Yeah, that lower infrastructure was kind of missed as a concept. You know, like
yeah. It's like I think that a lot of states have like the field of dreams mentality. If you build it, they'll come. Like if you build this incentive plan, everyone's going to come in.
Yeah.
But the thing with Washington that's a little bit harder is to qualify for incentives. You need to have 80% of your crew base has to be local Washington people, which is great, you know, on paper. But when you don't have that crew force for a ton of different projects at a time, it can
higher paying ones. Yeah.
Well, it's good to meet somebody that actually follows that shit and understands it, because I fucking can't do it. I've tried. I've sat in the meetings with FilmWorks. I've tried to pick up this stuff. I read some of the things and items that they have for packages of, you know, how you can get a grant, let's say. And I'm just reading this shit, and I'm just like, it's like watching flies fuck. I just can't do it. I don't know why I can't. And I know it's such an important part of building, you know, our company, Steve, right? I'm just not that guy. Like I want to focus on, you know, the art and stuff, but I also want to do the business side of it. But for some reason, I'm like, I'd rather go out and hustle and find a way, crowdfunding wise, you know, private investing, figure out a way to build these budgets with, you know, individuals, and fuck the politics.
Yeah.
And all the paperwork. I'm just like, ugh, I just can't.
That's what you're talking. You know, it's like watching flies. And let me ruin a metaphor. It's like watching flies fuck, and then being like, you know what I really hate? Flies and fucking. You know, like that's what you have going on. You're like it's goddamn political people and their investor money, and you're like, that's all they're dealing with.
I know.
That's it.
It's hard, but
you can't. That's where you got to take it part of your strategy. You know, you got to look at the incentives and the politics as kind of a way to strategize. You guys want to make a $500,000 movie, right? You put that on paper. You go apply for the small budget production initiative in Washington State, which is anything under $1 million. And you get approved. They'll set that money aside for you, like that we just did. We just got approved for a film, and they're setting aside that money for us until we can, fine tune our investment and everything. And so, but it's nice. But that's part of our investment strategy now.
Okay, well, I'm going to ask you a serious question. How did you learn to do this? Because a lot of filmmakers don't understand it. They go to those meetings and they're asking questions, and the state does not give you the information. So do you just read everything you possibly can and just comprehend it?
Or do you have a background?
Or do you have a background? Yeah.
No, I don't have a background. I just I feel like, oh, there's my dog.
You're totally fine. You're totally fine. We put you here too.
I feel like when it comes to like the, I never had a background in like fundraising or investments or banking or anything, but I feel like as a filmmaker now, I've kind of been turned into more of a banker than I am a producer at times. I feel like I fundraise more than I do anything. Yeah. So really when it comes to that, like you have to like understand all those terms. You have to figure out ways to mitigate risk for investors. So that's really what I've been focusing on is like, and the best way to do that is through incentives and soft money that you can also get, through states, through
essentially you're putting a small multiplier on all of the money that you pull in.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's why so many projects are leaving the country, because in Europe you can get soft money from different territories, different countries, different grants. They give a lot of money to the arts over there, and so and
they give. It's just you apply. And
Yeah,
it's not-
I have projects that we have like set up to go over to Europe that we can get back, 50% of our budget just off of soft money. It's like, and we don't, that's not part of our investment. So it mitigates investors' risk massively.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Holy shit. Steve,
it's real.
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, bro. I'm trying to figure it out. Oh my God. I raised pretty much by myself, $22,000.
that's
I'm
awesome.
gonna get myself in the plastic.
I think crowdfunding is a totally different art form. That's for the film that we just got approved for the small budget production initiative, The Absence of Violence. The Absence of Violet. The director approached me and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna do this WeFunder campaign." And I was like, I that's not me, man. If you want to do a WeFunder campaign, I'm gonna trust you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And he did. He raised $200,000.
I know some of them can do it, man. It's crazy.
And he's great because he just goes out. He was hustling, he was grinding, he was calling people every day. He was like, oh, I'm sending out like 4,000 emails a day. I'm like, dude, that is insane.
And at the end of it, it's got to be more work than not that you don't do a lot of work, Sean, but does that seem like more work than you do doing the equity thing?
It's different. It takes a lot of time to build that. For me, it's more time consuming for what I do in terms of the duration of time it takes to be able to get an investor to commit.
Mm-hmm.
For Die Like a Man, it was a very low budget film. And it took me like 6 months of just like meeting with the investor regularly to go over things and creating documents for them and just putting things together and to get them to be like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
So that's that 6 months. Whereas a crowdfunding campaign, you it's like rapid fire. You only have however many days to do it. So.
It's like a drip campaign. It's a sales thing where you go out and you keep touching them, you keep touching them until finally they get that relationship built, and then all of a sudden, then you spring the product on them, and then you guys start talking, and it takes fucking time. You got to keep touching these people. And you get nothing to show for it, right? In that meantime, you don't know if it's going to happen.
Yeah.
In 5 months of meeting somebody and chatting with them over email or talking to them on the phone or going to their business or taking them out to lunch, you don't know if that's ever going to turn into anything. You have no idea.
Yeah.
That's scary.
And you have to have enough time and money to lose it.
Yes.
That time. That's trick on its own.
Now, see, that's magic, Sean. I got to give you applause for that one, brother. You're built for that then. That's your magic. That's your superpower, dude.
Yeah, no, I think it's that's just the thing is like you need money to make movies, and so like that's really what I've just the last 6-7 years I've just really focused on that, on building, and I've learned a lot as I've gone. I have a great slate of projects. I built up a great slate because a lot of investors I was approaching were like, we don't want to just invest in one movie. We want to invest in multiple films and mitigate that risk. Diversify. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, great. So I went out and packaged I am also someone who works way too much and spends way too much time on this. Like I have like 15 or 16 movies that we've developed, and I have 7 TV series as well.
Holy shit.
I'm busy, and so I went out and packaged a lot of them with like very, very reputable cast members, and then you go to fundraise, and it's like now I've just focused on just building those relationships with investors, and from there I'm going to put projects in front of them and be able to hopefully be able to make some stuff, and that's what we're doing now, and it's working better this way, but it's a grind. It is a constant grind.
Yeah.
Yes. No, congratulations, dude. That's fucking great.
That's wonderful, Sean.
I'm going to ask one question before we end the show that most people probably want me to ask, because this is the question that I even have in my brain. Always have. Now, I know people with money. How do you find an investor?
That's a good question. I think that the number one thing that I found with investors that have invested in my projects or been invested in films that I'm in a circle with or I'm close with is that they're cinema lovers too. So the investors love movies. They love cinema. Like you can have a conversation with them about like a movie that they just watched that they really enjoyed. they love the arts. They love different things like that. Like it's rare to get an investor who, or at least from my perspective, who's like doesn't care about movies, doesn't care about this.
Yeah, for film, it would be a terrible idea.
Yeah, there are some people that do want to invest for like tax reasons, and there is some great lucrative federal tax write-offs that they can get. But those people, like, they can throw their money to they throw their money to Hollywood because it's easier, you know.
Right.
But so there are those people that exist. But from my experience, it's really like you gotta sit down, talk with people. I don't go guns blazing right away. I don't go like right into a first meeting and say like, hey, you should invest. It's more like, you know, just build that relationship. And then if they like movies, that's really one of the first questions you like. Do you like movies? It's a great one. If they're like, oh, I love movies, great. And there's so many people that do love entertainment. They love movies. You see a lot of like rappers that want to be in movies and stuff because it's a fun thing. Entertainment's fun. It's great.
Yeah.
But that's probably the number one thing is like getting an investor who loves cinema, loves the arts, and cares about those aspects of it too.
So
yeah,
one more quick thing then. So like I said, and I'm gonna nail this down, and you don't have to answer. If I'm online and I go, I'm gonna find an investor, are you Googling people to try to find them, or are you listening to other people, or are you getting referrals? Do people come to you? That kind of thing.
I'm definitely like always researching like family offices, or I do like, you know, thousands of a month of email outreaches to investors or firms, and rarely do those ever work. They're just cold emails that like sometimes they work, and sometimes I do get meetings from those. But referrals are huge. I think if you never know, that's the thing that's so cool. I go through my Rolodex of my personal friends or my friends from childhood, and just say like, you know, hey, do you know any people who are like well off or high net individuals that you're close with now that might be interested in this, and can you introduce me to them? And they're like, yeah, sure, no problem. Those referrals are like those are money right there.
I love it. Sean, you're the man, dude. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. I do. I really do. And I think a lot of people will appreciate that, because everybody thinks there's this magic button you can pick to find like a list of investors and you just hit them up. No, that's not how it works. It's just not.
I wish it was. I wish it was.
It would be much nicer if it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that you're talking like that though, and explaining it to people. Like you're reaching out to people in your sphere, right? And you're asking those questions, and you're getting these answers and responses from them, and you're setting them up people that you don't know through somebody. It's warm. It's viable. It's more real. And you know, you got people who are vouching for you to set up that meeting. So there's bridges already made that you have, and I think everybody has those to some point that they have to try to use them. You know, and I do that on a lower level, Sean. I'm not where you're at all. We are just trying. Like, you know, if we get $100,000 budget, we're going to be like, holy shit, you know what we can do? And that to me is a big deal, but that's the next step, right? So thank you for that.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me on, and I appreciate it. And
it's been a great time, Sean. We'll have to have you back on your next project releasing or something. So
yeah. What do you got lined up right now? What's going on? Can you?
Yeah, well, we pushed. We were hopefully going to shoot Absence of Violet before the end of this year, and that's our first. That's going to be my first decent budget Washington film.
Okay.
We're going to push it probably to February, March.
Is there a filmmaker in Washington attached to that?
Jackson Arian is the director. He's a Seattle-based director.
Very nice.
He's attached, and then Jonathan Queso is also a producer. He's producing the film with me, and he's a Seattle-based producer. And then, but I'm going down to LA in January to shoot. And I normally don't really like to attach to like micro budget features. I'm working with this director, Nick Peterson, and he does like a lot of music videos in LA, but this film is it's called Puppet. We're actually going to be doing an announcement in Deadline here probably next week.
Cool.
But yeah, Taryn Manning attached to the film, and Chris Sullivan attached, and it's a wild film. I'm excited about though, but I'm shooting that one in January, and that one I think is going to actually like perform really well, just because it's one of those films that like micro budgets are hard, but if you do it right, I think you can make a pretty big splash with it.
You got a solid concept that works with it. It's great.
Yeah. And he's really artistic. He's got some really. We raised the money in May, and he's already we're gonna shoot in January, and he's gonna have everything done. He just texted me today. He's like, I'm done with the storyboard. I'm ready to go. Like, dude, he's honed in on it, and he's ready to go.
That's beautiful, bro.
Good luck to you guys.
Thank you.
Sean, it's an absolute pleasure, man. Seriously.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm glad you reached out. I honestly appreciate you reaching out. I think I've seen you around here and there, but never had an opportunity to meet you or talk with you before. So you taking that step and contacting me and getting on the show means a lot. So thanks, brother.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you're badass. Right there in Gig Harbor. Dude, I used to live in Gig Harbor for a couple of years. And
Me too.
But there's not
I'm up there every other day.
There's not a lot of black people there, though. So I had to get the fuck out.
This is also true.
But they love me. They love me, though. They did. They were nice to me over there. It was pretty cool. So I don't mind Gig Harbor. Go over that bridge. It's weird when you leave Tacoma and it's sunny, and then you're driving over the bridge and it's raining in Gig Harbor. You're like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, it's like a whole different two different environments.
It is. It's beautiful over there, though. It's nice.
It's quiet. I live in a dead end, and I have a wood stove, so I'm happy up here.
That's badass, brother.
Chop on my wood and make my fires, and it's quiet. So that's what I like about it.
I love it. And washing your hair, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Damn it, him and his hair. Shit. I wish I had. All right, man. Thanks for spending some time with us today. And this show it went live tonight, but it'll also be on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, all the podcast platforms you can find. Sean, we appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
We'll see you soon. Take it easy, buddy. Well, Steve.
We talked to Sean.
Sean's a badass.
Sean is a badass.
He answered the question. He actually answered that question. I love that. Most people don't answer that. It's like their little nugget, they hold on to it. They don't want to share with anybody about stuff. No. I reach out to people I know and I go, hey, you know any rich motherfuckers that can help me out?
That was literally exactly what he said.
Kind of. In my words, yeah. That's how you do it. And it's a grind. He's still grinding.
Yeah. It never stopped.
No.
No matter what. Yeah, it's never enough.
No, it's cool though. Yeah, that was good. I love that guy. He's pretty fucking good. He's making some stuff, dude.
Yeah,
right here.
I want to check out Die Like a Man.
Die Like a
Man. My skirt. I don't know.
Whatever.
Up something. Yeah.
You can see why I wanted to start with the Rocky stuff. I hope you see.
Yeah.
Die Like a Man's badass. That movie actually looks good. Guys, everybody out there, watch the trailer for Die Like a Man. I know it's on Apple TV. You can rent it anywhere. Prime, it's all over. I saw some of the spots where it's at, but it looks fucking good. Watch the trailer, support the movie, support filmmaking up here in Washington State.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Goddamn right. And Around the Reel too, motherfucker.
Yes, also to Around the Reel.
Please. Yeah. All right, man. You got any closing words for us tonight, Steve?
I love this one. May the wings of freedom never lose a feather.
Beautiful.
Big Trouble in Little China, baby.
Big Trouble in Little China. Yep. Jack Burton.
Yep.
All right, man.
Should be on a tampon. Yep.
Goddamn right. Well, Kelvin will be back with those soon. So
it's like, the wings and freedom, and I mean, it just sounds like a tampon.
It does,
doesn't it?
The wings thing, especially.
That's the wings part.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Appreciate everybody out there, and just keep making movies, people. We love you. Steve,
bye.
Take it easy, bro.
Thank you for tuning in to Around the Reel. Follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and anywhere you get your podcasts. Let's fucking go.